Hi friends, this is Selvanya here. Welcome to my networking channel. Hope all are doing good. And today the topic I'm going to discuss what is QoS shaping and how to configure QoS shaping. So shaping is used to buffer traffic to a certain bit rate. So assume this is an R1 and R2. So R1 I configured as a customer and R2 think it is an ISP. So always before sending the traffic towards ISPN, always we have to shape the traffic and we'll send it towards the ISPN. So assume the link rate is 128 kbps. So if we want to shave the traffic, you can shave the traffic to 64 kbps and we can send. Why? Because assume if I'm not shaping the traffic and send at the ISP end, if the ISP, the policer or the policing receives an excess traffic, it can block or drop the particular packet. So to prevent such situation, always safer side, we can shape the traffic to a certain bit rate and also we can send it. So in that way, I can avoid the packet loss, right? So what I've also shaper delays the packet. So excessive packet will be stored in the queue, then afterwards it will send when the bandwidth is available. So that is the way the shaping works. So it will used to buffer the data to a certain bit rate. So also shaping creates a delay in buffering. So each and every time it will buffer the data, and once the bandwidth is available, it will send it the data. So that is the benefit of shaping. So I'm going to explain. Let us see the shaping scenario. So shaping, these are the terminologies you have to understand. So BC is the committed burst. It is the amount of traffic that is sent during a certain time interval and it is measured in bits. And time interval is a time interval for every BC. That is TC, it is measured in milliseconds. And CER is nothing but the committed information rate. So that is the bit rate that is defined in the contract that we receive from the ISP. That is the committed information rate. So these are the terminologies you have to understand about shaping. So now let us explain with this representation. So here there is a physical bitrate. So say it is a physical bitrate is 128 kbps and you want to shape it to 64 kbps. So this is architecture how to do. What we'll do most of the time we'll on an average only you'll be sending 50% of the time. So what happens 50% of the time we'll be sending the traffic and again 50% will be passing the traffic, 50% will be sending the traffic again. So that is the way it works. So on an average, you'll be sending 50% of the physical link capacity. So if the line speed is 128, only will be sending 50% of this line speed. So totally, the committed information rate comes 64 kbps. So that means a 128 kbps link we are shaping to 64 kbps before sending the traffic towards the ISP. So that is the benefit of shaping. So BC already told this is a BC. BC is equivalent to 8000 bits. How is CR already told you want to shape it to 64. So that is the reason I mentioned 64 here. And TC is calculated in milliseconds. So each and every TC is 125 milliseconds. So that is the reason 125 millisecond. So TC I will calculate is BC by CER. That is 8000 divided by 64. So that is totally 125 milliseconds. So totally CER is calculated 64 kbps or 64,000 bits. So on an average only will be sending 50% of the traffic. So that is the reason, even though we are sending at the line rate 128 kbps, only will be sending 50% of the time the traffic and the 50% will passing the traffic. Again, we'll refill the bucket with the token 8000 bits. Again, we'll send that 8000 bits and again we'll spend it the tokens and again we'll pass the data. We'll refill the bucket. So this is the way the shaping works. On an average, there will be 8 intervals. So this is the time, milliseconds. So the 1 second I divide into 8 intervals. So each and every interval is 125 millisecond income approximately. So 62.5 milliseconds I will be sending the data and 62.5 millisecond I will be passing the data. So that is the reason CR is coming as 64 kbps. So 50% of the physical link capacity is 64 kbps. So that is the purpose of shaping, which is used to buffer the data to a certain bit rate. So now let us go to the configuration. I'm going to show how to configure. So before that, what I'm going to do, I already configured the directly connected interfaces. So now I'm going to configure the specific bit rate, right? Shaper I need to go configure. Let us go here. Show IP interface brief. So this I configured as 1.1 IP. Let us see 1.1. And the ISP end I have configured as 1.2. So these are the two PCs I configured 2.2 and 3.2. For this connectivity, I create a separate static route from R1 to R2 for reaching this both the host. So now let us go to R1 and let us create the class map. So I'm going to configure the shaping. So let us see. Before that, the interface speed, we have to specify the clock rate. So clock rate is for defining the interface speed. So let us configure as 128,000 bits, right? So let us go to configuration mode. So show run interface serial 2 by 0. So this is the thing I configure 2/0. So let us configure the clock rate interface serial 2 by 0. So the clock rate, let us see. So the clock rate we can configure as 128,000. Okay, so I'm configured as 128 kps, right? It is in bits per second. So that is the reason I'm configured as 128,000. Okay, so the same we'll configure in R2. Go to R2. So the clock rate is nothing but I'm defining the interface speed. Interface serial 2 by 0. So here also let us configure the clock rate. Interface serial 2 by 0. So no clock rate. So we'll set the clock rate to 128,000. Okay. So I set the clock rate and also I created a static route for reaching the separate host. Show IP route. So this is a static route I created for reaching the interface 3.0. So this 3.0 and I created a static route from R2. Show IP route. I have created a specific static route. You are able to see, right? So now what I'm going to do. So before that, let us now create the class map. I will need to configure the shaping. So the shaping I have to always done at the customer end towards the outbound traffic. There's outbound traffic towards the ISP. So this interface I have to configure the shaping. So before that, I'm going to create the class map. So there are three categories. First, we have to create the class map, then the policy map. We have to map the class name. Then we have to configure the shape command. After that, I will apply to this outbound interface. Yeah, I hope you are understanding. So let us create the class map name class 1. Okay. And let us now match the protocol. I'm going to create the ICMP protocol traffic. So let us create ICMP. Okay. So now let us create the policy map. After that, I'm going to create the policy map and I'm going to map this class name. Okay. So after that, go to the configuration mode, policy map. Let us make it as police. Then what we can do, let us map the class name. Class is class 1, right? Class 1 we have created. So now let us configure the shape command. Shape average. So average, it is already calculated in bits per second, right? So let us see the average bit. So let us make it as 64,000. So the interface is 128,000. I am just shaping to 64 kps, right? So I'm shaping to average 64,000. So once it is done, I am going to apply to this corresponding interface. So go to interface configuration mode, interface serial 2 by 0. We will apply to this interface. How to do? Service policy. It is which always configured on the outbound towards the ISP. So that's the reason I'm configuring as output. Okay. So then I have to map this name. What is the name is police, right? So police. So now let us see the interface. Show how to check it. Show policy map interface serial 2 by 0. So now you can see the things, right? So now you can see the target rate is, what is the target rate we are achieving is 64,000. That is shaping rate. And this is a byte limit. And sustained bits is nothing but BC. That's the total amount of traffic sent to a certain time interval. That is 8,000. Excess bit is again 8,000. So there's a time interval calculator I told is 125, right? There's a default bit 125 milliseconds. So these are things. So shaping is always showing active no. Why means whenever it exceeds a certain bit rate, the shaping will be active. It will showing us yes, and it will start at buffering the data. So that's the thing. So now let us initiate a traffic from PC1 to PC2. So let us go to PC1. Let us ping the IP first 192.168.3.2. Yeah, I'm able to ping the traffic. So now let us make the counter some 1,000. So now let us see the changes. So now let us go here. So you can see the changes, right? The byte limit is now total number of bytes that enter the shapers. Shaper is 2000. So the total number of bytes is 2000 and the total number of packets is 10. So here you are seeing 880. So this is nothing. So this byte limit is sorry. So this will be total BC plus BC divided by 8. That is the thing they configure the total byte limit. So sustained bit is BC and the excess bit is BE. I already told about BC and BC. BC and BE. So BC is a committed burst and this is an excess burst. So BC, the total amount of data or a traffic sent during a certain time interval is BC. So this is a BC bit. This is a BC is what we have done is 8,000 is a BC bit and excess bit is again 8,000 and the time interval I told is default will be always 125 millisecond. So now the total number of packets entered that shaper is 10 and it is in the form of bytes format. So what happened when you started buffering the data, you can see the packets and the bytes delayed, and you can also see the shaping is active. You are able to see right now, you are seeing the shaping rate, packet number of packets and the number of bytes entered. So this is a very simple example of shaping, how to configure the shaping. So it is only the average bitrate. We can also send it to peak. Also, we can send the excess traffic. So that we have to configure shape peak command. So I'm going to show in the next coming video how to configure the excess burst. So there are two scenarios. One is the shaping average and shape peak. So this will allow only the average traffic. That means the link capacity is 128. On an average, only I will be sending 64 kbps. So that is the reason I am shaping the traffic to 64 kbps. That is buffering the data to a certain bit rate I am sending towards the ISP to prevent the egress blocking, and also to prevent the ISP or the policer to prevent the dropping of the packets. So if I'm sending an excess traffic, the policer can drop the packet. To prevent that scenario, it always shape the traffic to a certain bit rate I'm sending towards the ISP. And shaper also delays the packet. Once it exceeds a certain bit rate, the shaping will be active and it will start buffering the packet, and it will store the packet in a specific queue. So when the bandwidth is available, it will send the data. So again, it will buffer the data. When the bandwidth is available, it will send the data. So that is the way the shaping works. So I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos. Thanks and have a wonderful day. Thank you.